Now first of all, I would like to create an HTML form. So we have created an HTML form. Let's see how it looks like. That's how it looks like for now. Instead of spending some time with CSS, let me add a couple of BR here to space them out a little bit more so that it appears a little bit better. So instead of one BR, I've placed more than one BRs between each of the inputs. So again, oh, thank you. So here I have my HTML form with 3 text boxes. They will going to display the information on the click of the button. Inside the JavaScript, let me create my class. Again, the class is created as a function with the parameters. Now you do not always have to have the parameter names and the class properties the same name. So here I can show you the example of how you can differentiate between them. I can say this dot title equals bk name. So as you can see, the parameters are not named the same as the class properties. Then the class will also going to be tied to some of the other methods. And then I've created 3 functions, just like I have getters, they will have the same functionality as a getter. When I call those functions, they will going to grab the value of the property and we're going to assign it to the respective form element. So document dot the name of my form, which is FRM books, dot the name of my text item, which is txt title 1, dot value equals to this dot title. Now I copy and paste, and I'm going to replace the other two with the names of the function that I'm linking in my class. Hi.
Moved.
Were you sitting there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So we will going to tie these three getters with these three properties, and then we will be able to display them in the respective form elements.
So every object is only one constructor in this.
No, it's not the constructor that I'm building right now. There's only one constructor, which is this one, wbook. The wbook receives three parameters. Those are the three attributes which are assigned to the class properties. Then I have three other attributes in the class which are tied to three functions. The job of each one of the function is to simply grab a class property and dump it into a respective form element. Okay, let's recap what we have done here. We have created a class called wbook, which has a constructor called wbook, which is receiving three parameters: bk name, auth, and yr. We are taking these three parameters and we are initializing the three class properties, which are title, author, and copyright year, with these three property parameters respectively. Then we have three additional properties: disp title, disp auth, and disp year, which are tied to three respective functions: show title, show auth, and show year, so that those three functions can tap into this class's properties. Each one of those functions is grabbing one of the class properties and is assigning it to one of the form text box. So when show title gets called, it takes the title property and it assigns it to the txt title1.value. When you call show auth, it's going to do the same for author. When you call show year, it'll do the same for the copyright year. We now need to make those calls. For that, we have written this event function called getBookInfo. That's the one that we're going to now code. Function get, let me do this again. So class object will going to call its properties, which are tied to the functions. So when book1 calls disp title, the disp title is the one that's tied to show title. So show title gets called. Then I'll say book1.disp author, and I'll say book1.disp year.
I'm kind of 2017 isn't working.
So now I'm able to click on the button, call the function, which will going to create the object, and we're going to call the respective class properties which are tied to the functions to display the value. So it's a very, very different way of doing object-oriented programming.